One hill that I'm always willing to die on is that some expensive things are just worth the money. Is business class flights.
Botox, laser hair removal, a cleaner, glass Tupperwares, to towel rails.
Buying a half a cow and putting it into your freezers. I have a whole house water filtration system. I have a reverse osmosis water filter.
I'm going to show you all the pricey things in my kitchen that I absolutely don't regret. And starting off strong, this is my fully automatic espresso and coffee maker.
Next up,
Pans. This one got passed down to me and it's been running for over 20 years.
Most things today feel like a ripoff, but not everything. You see, the people of TikTok have taken to the internet to name things that they actually think are worth every penny, even when they're expensive. And comment down below if you see anything on these lists that you agree with. Also, what is one item that you think is absolutely worth the money?
Botox, laser hair removal, a cleaner, glass Tupperwares, to towel rails, laser like Fraxel, wool coats, cashmere knits, a long-lasting fragrance, Robert Welch cutlery, gym that you feel nice going to, Ubers, regular physio appointments, Salomon XT Gore-Tex trainers, quality bed linen, direct flights.
Ma'am, I didn't know I was gonna have to take out my pen and pad because how was she so quick with it anyway? Now, a few of those things stood out to me. When she said a house cleaner, I knew she was on to something. You know what? Younger me would have been like, why do you need a house cleaner? Just clean it yourself, right? But I actually understand. And I actually came across some TikToks where people were discussing things that they thought were really expensive that they didn't mind paying money for once they figured out how much it could cost them. And I looked it up. A house cleaning service coming every 2 weeks, in many areas $125 for 4 hours. And I know a lot of y'all might be like, this is TMI. Depending on what time of the month it is, and for those of y'all who understand what I mean, you get what I mean? Sign me up. It's not even a question. For $125, take it. Because I will spend that on food. I will. Some of y'all do that anyway for McDonald's. And McDonald's, I would not on the hierarchy put above having a clean house ever. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. Sometimes you're just really busy. Additionally, sometimes people need a break. Like, nothing wrong with that. Knowing when to say when and to ask for help. Another one that got me, and I'm spilling the tea in this video, the hair removal. And listen, stay with me for my PCOS girlies. Yes. For those of y'all who have chin hair, because I've had it too. I'm gonna say have because we fixing that. If you get the hair on your chin, laser hair removal, is it an option? Yes. But when I did more research, and y'all know I love to pull out my magnifying glass and do some research. Do y'all know there's something called electrolysis that's actually permanent hair removal? I started getting that on my chin because I have PCOS, endometriosis, all of that. And the hairs that, well, I'm telling you, I had like 30 of them at a time. And I had a problem with plucking. That was my big thing. And y'all be on here talking about the skin. Symone, give me the skincare. I can't give you the skincare routine because I'm still trying to figure it out. I have an issue with plucking the hairs and wanting to pull them. It got so bad that I was trying to figure out what can I do to get rid of this hair because it was growing in so rapidly. Come to find out, I was actually stimulating the hair growth by plucking it. Why, nobody told me this whole time. And then I was like addicted to the plucking. So for me, on my list, for the problem I had, electrolysis, 1,000% worth the money in my opinion. I'm already seeing results. I'm only on round 3 right now. I only got like 3 hairs on my chin. I'm telling y'all, I had like 30. And when I say obsessively plucking, it was getting to a point where my husband was probably going to have to start hiding the tweezers because I was just like, oh, it's a hair. Let me get it. When we talked about obsessed, that was me. How a lot of people be talking about these products, obsessed. That's how I was with my chin hairs with plucking them. And the electrolysis, it's like $79 or something like that for like 30 minutes. I told them, sign me up, put my name down, go ahead and make sure you book my appointment in advance. I'm gonna be there. Don't worry about it. 1,000% worth the money. Now, I don't know about laser hair removal. A lot of the people said with my issue, that was doing that, it stimulated hair growth. And if that's happening to any of y'all down below, comment. I am actually trying to help because I did a lot of research. Actually, let me pull this up real quick. And I'm on WebMD for y'all real quick. Just touch on this. It says here, electrolysis is a method of removing individual hairs from the face or the body. Today's medical electrolysis devices destroy the growth center of the hair with chemical or heat. After a very fine wire is inserted into the hair follicle, the hair is removed with tweezers. And I just wanted to point out, this is one of the things that made me want to do it. It's the fact that it is the only true method of permanent hair removal recognized by the FDA. Now, I'm not saying that laser can't work for people, but for me, I had a serious problem that needed serious treatment. So I'm with her. For all my hairy folks, I get it. How much would I recommend electrolysis? For myself, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Underrated in my opinion. And y'all do your research. I'm not here to recommend nobody nothing. I'm just saying what worked well for me and what might work well for somebody with the same issues I had. Because not enough people online talking about the hairy chins. I don't know if everybody walking around ashamed, but I know I'm not the only one that was dealing with this. We gotta start being honest. It's okay, especially when y'all start aging. For all my people 30 and up, sometimes you start getting hair. Like, I'm telling you, all the women in my family, when they got older, hair on their chin. All of them. I didn't stand a chance. When I say all of them. Ooh, not my family catching strays. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put y'all out there like that. But it's true. It's in the genes. It's in the genetics or something. And another thing she said was like cashmere and stuff like that. You know what? I put on there and say it's worth the money, anything that ain't polyester, because at this point, it's an epidemic. Polyester everywhere. You can't escape it. And I'm tired. At this point, if you got anything that's not polyester or mostly polyester, aka plastic, it winning. Now, when she said direct flights, I feel her on that because them layovers be doing me in some time. And how many of y'all agree with the Uber's comment? So she says here, spend intentionally in the places that matter to you and pull back in the places that don't, so you feel abundant and satisfied and don't impulse spend. And you know what? I like that because it's all about balance. Because as much as I think people should be responsible and make sure that they're set up in the event that they have like life emergencies, anything like that, right? What are you really saving your money for? What are you trying to do? Because it does get to a point where you've been responsible, delaying gratification, not doing the impulse buys, and eventually you start building yourself a little nest egg, right? And you start looking at that, not to deplete it, but to say, hey, I can actually afford to do maybe a few things that would take the load off of me. And what would those things be? And this is how I truly think money should be used, as something to help you in your everyday life, not something to worship, because you should never be worshiping items. Hello. But using it as a means to help you in life. For example, if you don't feel like cleaning your house, maybe you can have somebody come in for about 4 hours and help straighten some stuff up for you. Or maybe you don't feel like being laid over at the airport. Maybe your time is more valuable for you now. Well, maybe you just get the direct flight. It might be a little bit more money, but it's worth it to you because you value your time. So you got to start asking yourself, what are you doing it for? Like, do you like going out there every other week to go mow your grass? If not, then maybe pay somebody about $45 to go mow the grass. And we all have a list of things that we're like, I don't want to do that. And if I can afford to have someone else do it and I have the resources to facilitate that, why not? Why not? And someone said the way my jaw dropped when I looked up Robert Walsh Cutlery. I've been looking for this shape all my life. What is Robert Walsh Cutlery? I need to see something. I'm not hip to the game. Maybe I'm not seeing, is this like vintage style? Oh, this fork set, this flatware set, I said fork set, $199. Look, y'all say it's worth it. I'm trying to understand. Somebody get me up to speed down below. Why is it worth $199? Because I'll go to the Dollar Tree on them real quick. They got them bundled up for $4. 4 of them come in a pack for like $1. I don't know if they still do that. Maybe they doing like 2 bundled up for $1 now, because you know the Dollar Tree started tripping. This is interesting. I'm not judging, but okay. I just want to know, does it make the food taste better? Because she might be. Anyway, somebody here said, good bed linens, always my top one. So underrated, but worth it. You know what? I have to agree. And someone said, not once did you mention a man. Now, not y'all being shady. Come on. I expect nothing less from TikTok.
One hill that I'm always willing to die on is that some expensive things are just worth the money. The first one, which a lot of people might find controversial, is business class flights. A lot of people say they would never pay for business class flights because you get to the same destination as everyone else on the plane anyway, which is true, but frankly, I do not care. I think business class flights are still worth it because your journey is completely different. Flying economy right now, especially if you're going long haul, like 8 hours plus, is completely hell. Most airlines are trying to make the experience as cheap as possible, and honestly, you end up suffering on that long haul flight. You're squashed on the plane, it's hot, They're only giving you one meal, you get one snack maybe, you have to ask for water. And when you get water, it's in those little cups instead of a bottled water. It is just like, no. Business, on the other hand, is sensational. I've flown Emirates, I've flown WestJet, and oh my God, you get to lie flat. You have all your space. There is no food cart because you're served individually by one person on the flight. The entertainment is better. The food and drinks are sometimes unlimited. You're really living. Those 8 hours for me feel like an extra holiday. Here's the financial hack that a lot of people miss when it comes to business class flights. You do not need to pay for a business class flight ahead of time. This is how you end up spending £4,000 or £5,000 on a flight, which I do think is crazy. Thousands of pounds just on a seat on a plane. What you can do instead is wait and upgrade your flight on the day of your flight at the airport. Usually if there are some business class seats available, they are heavily discounted. They go from being like 4,000 or 5,000 to being like 400 or 500.
Now, see, that's the hack that I needed to know because I've never done it. I've never flown business class. Now, I did end up once, first class, but that was when I was active duty. I think somebody was trying to be nice because I don't know how I ended up there. I thought it was a mistake because I dang sure didn't pay for it. But anyway, this is the type of stuff I want y'all to talk about. So you telling me all we got to do is wait? What I got to do? Go to the counter and be like, hey, can I upgrade? And I'm going to be business class for $500. How early do I need to get there to do such a thing? For those of y'all who know, comment down below because I know somebody knows something around here. And have you ever done this before? That's my type of hack. Yeah.
That's how I've always flown business class. I work in software sales and that's how all my colleagues fly business class as well. So if you're thinking about flying business, I think it's worth it as long as you do it correctly.
I'm telling you, I promise you, get business class flight on a flight compared to, see, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now that's a hack.
The second thing on my list is a cleaner. A lot of people will say that you can clean your own house, which is true, but the time that it takes to clean, I think it's so worth paying someone else to do it.
And I don't want to hear certain people in the comments talking about, it's not that bad, because some of the spouses about to be in there. You could just do it yourself. The poor stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home husband, stressed out. Stressed out. They ain't had no help since they've been at the house staying at home. Help them out.
When you get a good cleaner that can deep clean your house and it takes like 4 or 5 hours and you don't have to do it, it is so worth the price tag. My husband and I used to have one at the house and honestly, it was amazing. I really would like to go back one day because the time that you get back, you can spend on making more money, working on your business, seeing friends, seeing family, just relaxing, enjoying your time. Someone else can handle it. I think that paying for time and convenience is always the best use of money. 100% worth.
I agree 1,000% with that statement. And that's really what I'm trying to drive home here and trying to understand in the comments of this video, what is worth it for you? You as a person watching this video, what is that one thing that you're like, I don't mind paying for that? It's worth the time, the convenience, the money, all of it. This should be interesting to see what y'all put.
Finally, anything expensive that makes you feel or look good. For me personally, it's my hair. I'm always willing to spend a high amount on my hair. Some people would think that what I spend is expensive, but for me, it's within my budget and I'm always willing to drop a coin for it. And I think it's so worth it because the more confident you feel, the happier you feel, the more you can go out there and be your best self, make more money and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So whether it's your hair, skincare appointments, expensive classes like Pilates bar, yoga, high quality clothes or bags that you get the wear of that makes you feel good, I think they're worth the money. If you're going to spend, girl, spend it wisely.
And I agree, especially with the last part. Nothing wrong with the good old DIY to save time, if it does save you time. Sometimes it don't save you time, but sometimes it's saving you money until you can get to a point where you're like, okay, I don't mind having someone do my hair, for example, or do my nails, because now it makes sense. Here is the important thing to remember in this conversation. A lot of these things are not necessities. A lot of these things are wants. Now, when it comes to trying to maintain your appearance, I definitely understand that a lot of people are like, oh, I need to get my hair done. You might have to DIY it a little bit. It might be better for your wallet for you to DIY it, even though you may prefer to get your hair done. You see what I mean? Because the hair salons might charge you a lot of money opposed to what you could do yourself. And this is a reoccurring thing that you must keep up. So you either could keep the money in-house or give it to a hairstylist. Same for nails, same for skincare to a certain extent, because some things you can't do unless you have the knowledge, the expertise, or you have medical grade equipment. And most of the time that might come from like a dermatologist or an esthetician. So until then, you might be doing stuff from the house, and that's perfectly fine. What you're doing is safe and within your budget. Safe, because some of y'all be messing yourselves up because you don't know what you're doing. It's okay to see a professional in that case. But I love a good DIY. Sometimes I DIY stuff because it ends up saving more time, in the sense of I don't have to travel to go do whatever the thing is that I was going to do myself, if that makes sense. For example, I used to interlock my hair myself, all like 270 something locks that I have. I was doing it myself for years. This year, last year, I found somebody and I let her start interlocking my hair. And the real reason why I started doing it is because I have something called trigger finger. I know a lot of y'all gonna laugh, but it ain't funny. Like literally my thumb gets stuck sometimes. It gets stuck like in this position. And I was in a brace for months because of this, and I thought I was gonna have to have surgery, but it would just get stuck. I was dropping gallons of milk, orange juice, apple juice just on the ground. My husband was so tired of it. He was so tired. Like, oh, and I'd be like, my hand. And then my hands would lock up. Still to this day, it happens. So when I would interlock my hair sometimes, my hands would just like cramp and do like some weird stuff. And one day I was about to interlock my hair and I just was like, I do not feel like it. Why? Because it takes me like 2-3 days spread out over time to do my hair. And you know what else I was trying to do in that same time? Record videos. And I was like, I am not trying to do my hair for 2-3 days and record this content, keep the house clean, watch the dog, she want to go play, cook food, clean the house. Did I already say that? Do laundry, keep up with the finances, drink water, go to the gym, make sure that I'm not going up here. It was too much. So I said, let me look somebody up and see what I find. And I said, you know what? We're going to take a chance. And I took a chance. And this is what I found. Instead of me spending 3 days spread over time and me being tired and exhausted and me being cross-eyed by the time I was finished and my hair looking fire, by the way, I said to myself, let me see what this lady does. And she did my hair in like 3-4 hours. Something that was taking me days that I didn't want to do. I was not looking forward to it. And that was causing me physical pain. To me, absolutely worth whatever she was charging. And honestly, I think she was charging like $175. I said, take my money. I don't care. Take it. 3 hours, 3-4 hours, take it. You worth it. And I tipped her. Tip her well too. And I've been getting my hair done by this lady for the last 3 reties that I had. And I let my hair grow out for like 2 months. I'm about to get it redone. So I say that to say this. We all have a thing. It might be dumb to somebody else, but to you, it makes all the difference. And you never really know somebody's why. And that's why I'm kind of talking about my why through this video of, yeah, these things are expensive, but to me, yeah, I can understand why people feel how they feel. Because what do you have money for? Like extra money. When I'm like, this is an extra money conversation. What do you have extra money for if you're not going to use it to enhance your life in the areas that could use some enhancing? Another thing that she was talking about, skincare. I wasted so much money on skincare, it doesn't even make sense. Like that's one of the reasons why I talk about the things on this channel I do. For those of y'all who know, I was like a natural hair community beauty product buyer. Like I was buying all the stuff that all the natural hair content creators were like, oh, this works really good on natural hair, because it was a process to figure it out what worked well for my hair. And we got unique hair and it's trial and error. Everybody's hair is different. So I was a product junkie. Yeah, I got a whole box of stuff that I don't even know if I threw it away, because now I got locks, I don't need all that stuff. But a whole box of stuff that I just bought, wasted money. Just wasted money. Anytime there was a sale at Walgreens, I'm there for the sale. There wasn't no sale. I didn't even need all that stuff. I was there because I was like, ooh, I can get 2 for $3. Even though I already got like a whole bunch of the same line at the house that I still haven't used. It got to a point where I had a shelves. I had like 3 shelves full of nothing but hair products. And I only got 1 head of hair. It was bad, y'all. Like really bad. Not only was I wasting a lot of money on that type of stuff, I was wasting a lot of money on skincare because I have like advanced skincare problems that needed some professional attention. So when y'all are like, oh, drop the skincare routine, I low-key feel like I need to just keep that to myself, because I think my routine is what it is because I have sensitive skin, because I have the issues that I have. And so if I'm over here talking about the skincare routine to people who don't have the same issues that I had. I'm like, I don't even know how that would work for you, because a actual professional and estheticians have been telling me what works best for me. And also it's been trial and error. Like, I burnt my face trying to figure out what worked well for my skin, because my skin is sensitive. I have sensitive skin. I can't do everything, which is why I feel a dermatologist as well as my esthetician is worth the money, because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to mess my face up, because then y'all gonna talk about me on camera. And then I'm gonna tell you, if you want to fight, you need to join the military, and this ain't the time. Pipe down. Now let me go to these comments real quick. Someone said, I know business class is worth it, but it's just out of my budget. But she just gave us a hack. Now, the hack might be more in your budget. Now, I don't know. Somebody here said therapy from a specialist is worth it. Nothing wrong with that. Somebody here said, yes, heavy on the cleaner. And you know what? I'm glad that is getting more spotlight. That is actually a whole job.
Buying a half a cow and putting it into your freezer so you are always stocked. I will never be one of those girls that spend so much money on designer bags and don't care about their health. I have a whole house water filtration system, a good high quality HEPA air filter. This one is really cool because it can blow cold or hot air out of it. I have a reverse osmosis water filter under my sink, and the water comes out right there. Stainless steel knives, and I love how this one has a built-in sharpener. I'd much rather spend my adult money now so I don't have to pay later.
Now, what's interesting is the half a cow. This is something I've been wanting to try for so long, because I really feel like y'all are onto something. I'm not sure what's going on with the meat. I don't know if y'all know what's going on with the meat, but I got my suspicions, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But I will say this. The farmers are feeling more safe. They're feeling more safe. The cows, the chickens, all of it. Because I don't know what's going on. For one, I heard the quality is better. Yeah, you got to pay a lot more up front, but at least you know it's coming from one animal most of the time. Unless maybe you got 2 separate cows or something like that. You know where it was raised, how it was raised, or you have a general idea. Like, I know we can't know everything, but I just feel better about that with the adult money. And again, we got free will. And I think this is a great way to utilize your free will and investing into what you're putting in your body, because what good is having all of your money saved, having full accounts, having all this stuff if you can't enjoy any of the things because your health isn't there? This isn't something that you prioritize. So now, even if you became a millionaire, bazillionaire, you might not be feeling the best, or you have some things that you might have to work on. And I'm like, hey, why not start now? Why not improve the diet and do things that will give you a better possibility of having better health? Now I feel like she's in Texas too, because she has the reverse osmosis, which I got one of these, not one of these specifically, but something like this in our house, and one of these right here. When you have hard water and you live in Texas, like, I almost kind of feel like this isn't even up for debate. Having like a water softener, for all my Texas folks, I know y'all gonna know what I'm talking about, because I'm 1000% sure I'd probably be walking around extremely ashy if I didn't have one. Because before we got ours, I was ashy. My skin was dry. Alligator, snake, Sahara desert. So I had to make a change. And somebody here said, you sure that's half a cow? Well, what if she ate some of it? Another comment says, you're adulting the right way. And I love to see it. Someone here said, I'm not your mom, but I'm very proud of you. And I am too. Another says, I've never seen a 24-year-old so responsible. And this one here is the one I really wanted to point out. It says, married to a woman like this, I want to give her all of my money. All of it. When she's thought through and solved such small, unnoticeable problems that you weren't even aware of, let alone thought existed. Are you spam? Are you a real person? No, he's real. I love to see comments like that.
So today, I'm going to show you all the pricey things in my kitchen that I absolutely don't regret. And trust me, I have plenty that I do, but that's going to have to be a part 2. Starting off strong, this is my fully automatic espresso and coffee maker. This thing pulls espresso, makes coffee, heats your water for your tea, steams your milk for cappuccinos. You can set the grind of your bean, the temperature of your milk, the temperature of your coffee, how much coffee you want, everything. If the drink belongs in a cafe, this makes it. I genuinely can't remember the last time I went to a drive-thru for coffee. This thing has completely ruined store-bought coffee for me in the best possible way. Next up, knives. This is just countertop decor. You don't need it. You really only need 3. A chef's knife, a paring knife or a smaller utility knife like this, and a serrated blade. If you're just starting out building your kitchen knife selection, start with a chef's knife first. This is a kitchen workhorse. If you cook, a proper knife is not optional. With proper care, a good knife like this goes months without needing to sharpen it. And a high quality, good knife like this is gonna last you your entire life, as long as you don't put it in the dishwasher.
Oh, tell that to my husband.
Next up, pans. I made the investment for the entire set about 10 years ago, and I haven't had to replace a single pan since. In addition to the stainless steel, which I would absolutely recommend over nonstick any day of the week, I also picked up these 2 carbon steel pans. If you don't know what carbon steel is, this is basically your nonstick option, but it is a labor of love to get it set up. Ask me how I know. These evenly distribute heat really well. Stainless steel is great for a hard sear on your food, and for those of you that care, stainless steel is the only pan that can go in the dishwasher. But it still shouldn't. If you want your pans to last, stop putting them in the dishwasher.
Now, what if I'm tired? Now, we'll see. This is why my pots, they last, but no dishwasher? I don't own any stainless steel. I don't have to see.
I've not had to replace a single pan in over 10 years. Can't say that about some other pans. Now, my Vitamix. And this one comes with a personal story. Back in high school, I used to work at Jamba Juice, and these are the blenders that they would use. Obviously, the commercial ones are a different beast, but the power, the durability, same exact DNA. My favorite part? To clean this, after I'm done blending, I'll fill it about halfway up with soap, couple pumps of dish soap, put the lid back on, put it back on the machine, give it a blend, boom, clean. And if you don't know, blenders are used for far more things than just smoothies. You can blend soup, sauces, even shred your cheese. Because if this didn't do more than one thing in my kitchen, it wouldn't be here. And lastly, my KitchenAid stand mixer. This one got passed down to me and it's been running for over 20 years. It's one of those heirloom appliances that just refuses to quit. One of those tools that you keep for a very long time and then you pass it down to your kids or your grandkids or your friend who's just getting into baking. This more than earns how much counter space it takes up. Honestly, I think I'd be lost without it.
And ma'am, is that the Starbucks Bear Cup? Because it looked like it, don't it? I'm just curious. I want to know, for those of y'all who bought the Starbucks Bear Cup, do y'all think that was worth every line, every fight, every elbow that was thrown at your eye? Allegedly. Now, honestly, I thought she had a really good list. And a lot of people are co-signing the knives. And I knew it! Okay, someone said, I can't take anyone serious who would buy that Starbucks Bear Cup. But then she replied, I wouldn't be able to either. That's why I took a cat toy in Honey Bear and made it myself. Oh, so it's a dupe. And she got me. No, but it did look like the Starbucks Bear Cup. And look at y'all taking shots. The Starbucks fans will never live that one down. All of the Starbucks teddy bear cup holders. I just want to ask, do people treat you weird in public when they see you with the cup? Or do you even walk around with it? It's not like the Stanleys, because those are glass. If you drop them, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But so much shame was attached to those cups. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. And someone said here, Dutch oven pans. Yes. Now that is one worth the money, especially if you cook large amounts of food for a lot of people. Absolutely. She says, I use mine for baking bread, soups, sauces, roasting, braised meats. I bought it 15 years ago and use it regularly with no issues. I love a good Dutch oven. Now that one, yes. And this is me. Why can't I put anything in the dishwasher? You know what? This is why I said the maid or a house cleaning service, because it's too much. Now I can't use the dishwasher. And if a house don't even got a dishwasher in it, I wouldn't even want it. I'm that spoiled now. I used to have to hand wash every dish growing up, every single dish, because my mom didn't believe in using dishwashers. She said, well, the way I grew up, we washed everything by hand. We had one and then she got rid of it. We never used it either, which is why she got rid of it. But when I became an adult, I moved into a humble abode and it had a dishwasher. And guess what? I didn't use it because I said to myself, dishwasher, who needs that? Who needs convenience? Those crazy people eating off of dirty dishes that a machine washed. It's not clean. I fell for the propaganda, I feel. However, one day, after an exhausting day of work, I said, you know what? Let me try out this dishwasher. Just see what it does. And when I tell you that thing cleaned my dishes better than I ever had and gave it a nice heat dry, I never looked back. Actually, I said, anywhere I go, if they don't have this new innovation that was far from new by the time I was 18, 19, 20, I said, I don't want it. I deserve better. So what do you mean we can't do stainless steel in the dishwasher? Somebody give me the hack. I know y'all got a hack for TikTok, videos for everything else. I need one for the stainless steel, for how to get the pots to last. Am I allowed to put my borax glass, how you say it, the borax glass that I just bought? I'm getting that collection right. I hope I don't bust the glass in there, because them glasses is expensive. And that's another thing I think is worth the money. Glass containers. Because I was all plastic at one point, and then I was like, is that plastic really ending up in my body? I have nothing against plastic containers, but sometimes the food would have a little taste. And I said, you know what? I just want to give it a try. Give the glass a try. And I fear that I stopped having that problem with the food tasting like plastic, or like the spaghetti I put in there the last couple times that I washed, but it's still, you know what I mean, because it gets a little stain and then the little white crust. It's a little too real for some of y'all. I know. The ones who know. And actually, I got an honorable mention. Since y'all are always asking me, what do you got on your lips? This is what I do. I put this on first, and then I put this on after. What did I just put on my lips? I'm gonna put it in the link below. Absolutely worth it for me. I have never received so many comments under every video. It's the same question. Symone, what is on your lips? It's this. So if you made it to the end of this video, I am finally answering the question that almost probably thousands of y'all have been asking me at this point. It is going to be linked below, but this is the stuff. Y'all seen the combo. And I need to know down below, what are the things that you think are absolutely worth the money? And the reason I got this on the list is like, this is like 20 bucks. And I think this is like $2. But this one right here, breaking my pockets. But we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.